I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
Welcome back to another Crypto Bro
and a Holly Girl
podcast number 45.
45. Yeah, and let's go ahead and introduce our guest today, Mr. Cris Vaughn. So, Cris, thank you for joining us today. It's our pleasure to have you on. And if there wasn't so much going on in the crypto world right now, we would jump right into your segment. But we're going to talk a little bit of crypto. We'll get back to Cris. Just really interested in seeing everything that you got going on.
Yes. Awesome. I appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely. Our pleasure. So first off, most important thing in the whole wide world, raise your glasses.
Okay.
Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Go Kansas City.
I was wondering where this was going.
Second off, you can see Caleb's giant Mountain Dew bottle. Like he's drinking out of a 2-liter.
Yeah, that's
because
size.
For those of you that don't know, as soon as this,
a 2-liter for real?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't quite
hey,
look like a
it
2-liter.
Look, it looks like I just got a liter.
Yes,
it looks small on his end.
Yeah. Holly, it reminded me of when we did the one chip challenge, and you had that little thing of milk, and it looked like a half gallon of milk in your hands. I was like, "Are you drinking a half gallon of milk?" She's like, "No, it's a little like 10-ounce deal or whatever."
Yeah, it was like 8 ounces.
8 ounces, but yeah, to Caleb, it's the opposite. So, but no, congratulations to the Chiefs. 3 of us are super stoked about that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I gotta know, were you guys sweating?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we got that defensive touchdown, I was like, all right, we're back in this thing. It's going to be all right. And then they went right down the field and scored again. And I was like, oh, no.
Oh, crap. You know, in all honesty, if they would have got the ball back one more time, I think it would have went into overtime.
I think it would have to.
Yeah.
The only thing about it was he didn't have any timeouts left. So that would have been a little harder. But, I don't know.
Yeah, you can never count out Hurts. You really can't.
No.
I think he could have did it. It would have been exciting as hell, but
his last throw was pretty wussy.
Yeah, I saw a replay of that though. He stepped on Kelsey's foot.
Oh, is that what
That's
happened?
why he couldn't.
Oh.
Yeah, he stepped on the back of his foot and he wasn't able to launch that Hail Mary. That's why.
So one went like 30 yards.
Yeah. Well, it actually it was like 50. It didn't look very good, but it was 50.
Oh,
I counted it
50?
off.
Okay.
But he had to throw it 70.
Yeah.
So he's about 20 yards short.
But you know what? This game was honestly my favorite Super Bowl game. I mean, I know the Rams, that was a close one, but this one was just so good.
Yeah.
It was definitely an offensive game, 100%, but it was just very entertaining. I enjoyed watching this Super Bowl.
And I felt like, too, that
was good.
It was the 2 best teams in the NFL. Like, sometimes it's like maybe the 2 best teams are in the same conference. And the Super Bowl really was like the NFC Championship game, or maybe it was the AFC Championship game. Mm-hmm. But I really felt like in this game it was the 2 best teams left. And all in all, it was a great. I mean, if you're not a Chiefs or Eagles fan, that was a good football game.
Yeah.
So,
like I'm neither. I mean, I was going for the Chiefs, because of you guys, but
bite your tongue, Holly.
but I mean, I'm neither. I think what I said last week, I only watched one Eagles game, so this is the second one, and it was just so good. I enjoyed.
They're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
It was super exciting, and so we'll see what happens next year. But so we'll keep the Rams helmet covered up for the rest of the podcast until next year.
See how mean they are to me, Chris?
Yeah. Before. I've watched the other podcast.
He knows. At least you're not the whipping boy like Greg.
Yeah, sure.
Sad.
On to crypto.
On to crypto.
Wow.
Well, before we go on to crypto, though, just so you guys know, next week we'll be coming to you from a brand new location. As soon as this thing is done, we are ripping everything off the walls. We've already got a trailer half loaded up. Mm-hmm. What you can't see is about the only thing set up in our studio, and we'll be moving locations. So we got a long weekend ahead of us.
Yeah.
Very long weekend. Already. But it'll be worth it. I think it's going to be really cool. It's way bigger. Lots of room for activity.
More activities.
We're all about it. So
more pizza to be cooked, right?
That's true. So let's go to crypto. So About 2 hours ago, MProtocol came out and their staking is live. Have any of you guys tried to connect to that and stake to it yet?
I have.
You have? Did you have any issues connecting?
I did. So I think it was just the traffic that was causing just a delay. So I was getting a spinning loading thing for a while. And it never went through, and then I had to go back and do it again, but it finally did work. So
that's the exact same issue I had.
Yeah, the platform is well thought out.
Yeah.
It's very nice, has a slick design, and it's super user friendly. So hats off to the MProtocol team and BBTF's team, because they both are part of that. So yeah, hats definitely off to them. And yeah, if you need any help, go to the MProtocol website, or you can even go get through, on the BBTF website and check out the Holly Girl chatbot. She will help you in any way you can. And if not, she will definitely send a message over to the team to get a response for you. So that is
cool.
That's awesome. My little baby.
My goal this week is to talk to that chatbot and put her through the ringer and see what happens.
No, seriously, I really do welcome that, because I'm not perfect. There are always
What?
I know, right? But
We'll be
breaking news.
Please stand by.
Yeah, please stand by. But I welcome any feedback, whether it's constructive or just an idea. Please send it my way, because there's some things that you just don't think about that other users will.
Yeah.
And so I do welcome that, and I really want to make that the one-stop shop to help you in any way. So please go through it, dissect that little thing, and tell me what I can make better.
Well, and along with that too, I think that we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the fact that when you unstake your MProtocol tokens, that the staking fee is taken out of your the proceeds, like what you made.
Yeah,
it's not taken out of your bag.
Yeah.
So even if you don't stake very long, you don't have to worry about going negative. It's a percentage. I think it's 3% of what you made in staking. So that's pretty cool too. I like that, and not necessarily locked up long term. So it'll be interesting, because I plan on, when we get things set back up and we have internet again after we shut this whole thing down, going back and once the traffic has died down a little bit, and get in there and get mine staked too. So that'll be pretty cool. So congratulations to them. I know it's been kind of maybe a little bit longer than they had hoped, maybe some of the people had hoped, but good things sometimes take time, and I think this is definitely them keeping in stride of keeping promises and hitting their roadmap. So congratulations on that. I also saw not too long ago, in between getting our notes together and getting ready for the podcast, we're loading the trailer, so I can't tell you how long ago this was, but the Grove blockchain is going to be on testnet on the 27th of this month.
Yeah,
and
Monday the 27th.
Yeah, and then they're expecting it to be 4 weeks later, the main launch of the blockchain. So we are about, I guess it'd be about 5 weeks out from that happening, and and that
March Madness.
And keep in mind too, that also has to, that also will have to, will also, they do that testnet part. They're also, that 5 weeks is kind of what they're shooting for. Yeah. But that's if they don't run into any issues or anything like that. They want to make sure that everything's good to go. So we'll see. Oh, what was that look for, Holly?
Her dog.
Oh.
She's okay. So, I have cats, and I have her, and she has a bed, and the cat is in her bed, and she's mad, but she won't kick him out. She'll just sit there and yell at him. So
No, this cat probably doesn't care.
No,
Cat's like, the hell with you, dog. I don't care.
He literally is just looking at her like, what? What do you want from me?
Come on, get on.
And so the last little bit of news I wanted to touch on in crypto, because I'm really excited to get back to Cris, is so BTC hit 25K this week. And then it kind of retracted a little bit, and I don't remember. Once again, this morning's been nuts, but it was about 24.4 the last time I checked.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with BTC, because as it moves, a lot of other things move. I also saw some people saying they thought maybe part of the reason that BTC was rising was people were kind of unpairing it with other things and then restaking it or putting it back just into BTC. We will see. I don't think we're out of the woods yet when it comes to the bear market, but every podcast we put out, we are a week closer. And so,
exactly,
you know, I don't know exactly what that looks like, but it's definitely something I keep my eyes on. What's it at right now?
24.3.
Okay, so it's still holding in that mark, you know, and I keep a benchmark with it and some others, and they're all kind of holding. It was a good week, a lot of green candles for some stuff, except for I think it was yesterday or the day before, things started to kind of consolidate back down. But if they don't go too far down, the next time it rises, we may be at 26, 27. And with that, you know, BNB goes up and things like that, you'll start seeing those more green candles. So super excited about that, just to see how it plays out. You know, it's just going to be information that we can take forward to see how this market reacts. So, and it sounds like the dog's pretty excited about it too.
she's so excited.
All right, so let's get to Cris. Okay,
Yes.
so Cris, once
Yay.
again, thank you for coming on. We really do appreciate you.
Thank
man.
you.
And you got a
Thank
lot
you.
of
Thank you
cool
for having
stuff in your background.
Yeah.
Background
Right.
there.
Yeah, you do.
Is that all
art
stuff that you
back there.
have created?
Yes, some of them are. This is just my studio in my home. It's my attic. It's where I mostly do all the work. So it's a mix between my stuff, my daughter's stuff, and it's where I do most of the work.
Cool.
Since COVID, my actual studio is like closed, so I stay here. I'm lucky to have this spot at home where I can do some work. But painting, I wish I had more time to actually do some music or play or like paint, but it is what it is. Sometimes I just turn back, just grab the pencil and start doing it.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll have to commission you for a piece for our new studio, because there are a
Absolutely.
lot of walls on this new studio, and we have no idea what we're going to hang on.
What we gotta do?
So Cris, you are the founder of DefiElitism, right?
Yes.
And you are an artist. You were, or maybe
you
still,
can say that.
you were, or maybe still are a DJ, right?
Yeah.
And you were a professional poker player.
What?
And maybe more importantly, that I just learned like 3 nights ago, you're pretty good at Fortnite. So
No, I'm not.
no, that's not true. I actually, Dragon and Cris and I were able to play Fortnite the other night, and it was a lot of fun. We actually even won, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And it really didn't have anything to do with me, I promise you.
No, it's not true.
So, how does one guy
Have time?
have that much talent? Like,
Yeah.
does
No,
that
it's-
stuff come natural to you, or are you just working your tail off all the time?
It came natural, but it's not something that came up from out of the blue, right? It was not something that I decided I'm going to do and I did it. It's something that I'm doing since I'm a little kid. Starting from coding, from painting was something I always felt attracted to that more creative side of it, and also what turns me into math and coding, because I also think it's very creative, right?
Yep.
It's everything is there, but it's your creativity. How are we gonna do that logic about it? So it kind of was like natural to actually do it. I painted a lot. I had a tattoo studio when I was like 17, 18, something like this in my city. But then I became a father, and I had to change a little bit the way stuff was like going. Like art and all that stuff is really amazing, but it doesn't put money on the table. It doesn't bring this stable thing. So I started doing more stuff related to what I was accustomed to more doing with math, with coding, with design, all of those things were always there, right? It was something I was always doing, something I was creative about. I've learned how to do all of those software since the beginning, more in real life, but also on like design. And then I started playing poker really young, and actually started playing in like party poker and all of those things. And it all started that I couldn't even have an account, and like it's not like here, like you guys there, everybody has like a credit card, but I didn't have like a credit card, so I couldn't have money. So I started to playing on party poker, and I started playing 7-card stud. And the way that I was doing, I was playing with an Excel sheet next to me, so you can see a bunch of the cards. So I was looking, and a bunch of what I noticed at the time is that a bunch of people that was playing there was people that was playing in the casino. So like the knowledge about poker and all that strategy was not out there. Not a lot of people study the game like so well, and not a lot of info was like available. You had books from like 100 years ago, the poker player, like, and it's an amazing book about strategy. But like it changes so much that it wasn't there. And just the possibility to have like an Excel sheet and just count my outs, and I was making a killing, right? Even with like starting with like play money, I ended up having like 30 or 40K in like real US dollar, but I couldn't like take it out because I had like a fake name. I didn't have an account. So I treated it a little bit like it was like play money. So maybe that's why I was winning so much. I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna lose this. No, it was like, okay, I'm gonna recharge like 2K or 3K like sit and goes, and it was like water, right? It didn't matter. It was like it didn't make any like sense. And then I was doing actually at the time I was working for the financial department of this big construction company. Like I came back after school to my home like city, and I started playing, and it went really well. And then I was playing online. I played in like full tilt poker and all of those things, traveling a lot, and it was a lot of fun. But again, it was at the time, especially like online, a bunch of people were actually starting to study the game. I'm talking about maybe 2004, 5, 6, even like less. There was not a lot of stuff online. ICM charts and all of those things was like super new for a lot of people. And just because of that, and using math and using a lot of assist softwares like HUD, like all those visualizations, we're doing like 15 to 20 tables at the same time, but we're having that assist and just playing math, just playing all different game, and you would make a killing. But after a while, all that information become more accessible. You have more play, like everything was online, and the game started to be harder and harder. And it was just a combination of, like, people don't realize, but poker, especially when you're playing for a living, is very like stressful, right?
Yeah,
it's
very taxing.
very taxing. Like, and if you're playing like 10 to 15 tables at like the same time, like, you don't notice. After a while you don't notice, but your concentration level is always so high, and so your stress levels, you think you're not stressed, but you are, because you're like just pressing the button, looking, looking. And between that and like traveling, that like the difference in time, not eating properly, and all of those things, and it just became like I like became sick, and I noticed that at the time that it was affecting my all like gameplay. So I wasn't being that effective, like, so I needed to like take a break. And then, like, the water on the pond was when the FBI it like full tilt and poker stars, and we all lost our money. And so one of the things, we had some multiple accounts, some stuff we cannot say online, and stuff like this. And it was a mess for like everybody. So again, like it was like a reset. Like
Yeah.
it completely destroyed like the flow. You couldn't play anymore, especially like online. You didn't have access to your funds. It was a mess. So we had to do and start doing other stuff, right? So life as it was. And I always, when I was a kid, I always had music and play with music. But even after that, I started doing other things, especially on the cryptography side of it, algorithms and all of those things. Was not related to crypto, but in a way it is. They are the basic fundamentals. But I was doing all of those things, and again, I got sick, really, really sick. And you start thinking, and I was like just working out and doing all of those things. Like I'm just gonna do something that's more like calm to me and that I love, and then I'll be happy. And then I started DJing again. Was going really, really well, and then COVID came like again. And like the other one, this was like catalyst, not for many stuff, but for this specific activity, it was a completely kill, right? Because it was like 2 years and a half without doing any work, without having any kind of income. It was like a disaster, not only for me or for other people. Was the same. But as a gift, and I think it was a gift because of that, I finally came into like crypto and NFTs and all of that. And being at home, I started painting again, doing a bunch of those things. And when going into it, everything was so familiar to me, right? And for the first time, when I look at it, I said, "Why? This is the first time I can actually do the three stuff that I love. Like I love coding, I love art, I love music, and I can actually do something that's combined, that you can do it together." And I started to learn how to write contracts, starting to learn everything about it, starting to paint again, and here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Cris, it's really, really funny. I mean, I knew that you'd played poker, but so I was big on the internet poker scene back in those days too, and got lucky enough that I actually cashed out my money 2 weeks before it all got shut down.
Really?
Because it was, I can't remember what the financial need was, but I was just like, there was a big purchase. I don't remember if it was a car or what it was, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna take this out. I think I left like $1,000 in there or something that I could play with some sit and goes and getting into some tournaments and stuff. But yeah, I cashed that out. Actually had a talk with my wife, was going to quit my job and play poker full time. And 2 weeks later they shut it down.
Yeah.
They basically shut it down about 2 days before I was going to turn in my notice. So it actually was kind of weird. And that seems like a different life ago, but that was about the time frame. It was like 04, 05. Maybe they shut it down in 06. I can't remember exactly. But yeah.
08.
08, okay, yeah. So, but yeah, that was right in that time frame. And I got lucky and was able to get, I'd say 95% of my money out of it. But there was a lot of people, professional people, that got stuck. And there were some ways to work around it a little bit, but like Cris said, we won't talk about that on the podcast. But yeah, I would imagine if you played that many, because I used to play with like 10 tables open on my monitors, and we probably have been in a couple poker games together. I would almost imagine.
For sure.
But
absolutely.
Awesome.
And then we have the same background too when it comes to DJing. Now, I think that you are a way better DJ than I ever was, but I spent 2 years DJing in clubs in Kansas City, and it was a blast. But like you said, life kind of evolves, and sometimes we don't understand why or what the reasons are or the timing of it. But now you find yourself as the founder of DefiElitism. Can you tell us a little bit in your words about that project?
So DefiElitism is basically the entry point for the actual fashion brand and everything that I'm doing, right? It's just the way that I can have a support for my community and for people that enjoy what I'm doing, and give me the tools to actually deliver what I want to do, especially on the fashion side, and having a way to try at my own way to solve some of the problems that I found, especially on the user interface, or on the usability of all the stuff that we have. But I think usability part of it is still lacking a lot, and so it's my way of like trying to do that, and doing in a way that I'm using a product that I enjoy doing it, and using again something that is related to everybody. Like everybody does shopping online, but how can we do it in a way that is seamless, like we have the other one, but in this way, and use all of those things that we have now. And so DefiElitism came up in that kind of philosophy about what is crypto. That's why DefiElitism came up, because it's us defying as individuals, again, to bring back that equality where we all can do business, like, and have the same weapons, right? Just and we have equal opportunities to do what we want, and we can be successful for our work, for having a good product, and for all of those things, and not just for having money or being part of some kind of group that squash everybody. So it that kind of work brings that message like to it, where it's related to what we're trying to do, without being attached or controlled by the elitist, where right now we have a chance of building whatever we want without needing the help from or association with those big companies, even in like simple stuff as like payment, right? Like payment, and hopefully we will be on the front run of those things. I just want to do stuff and see what other people are doing, implement them on like mine. I'm not doing something that is unique. I just want to have my my point of view on it, and having the help of my community and everything that we're trying to do, and share as much as I can.
Yeah, and so you brought up there at the very end the community. So in the whole scheme of things, the community, you have like one of the, I don't know how to put it without hurting anybody else's feelings, but one of the best communities out there.
100%.
There is a ton of support, and from genuine people, right? It's like not people that are trying to be greedy or have an agenda. They genuinely care about the project. They genuinely care about you. They genuinely care about the art. We have got several DMs since just this morning announcing that you would be on the podcast of, hey, take care of my friend, I know you guys will be great, things like that, but nothing like, no negativity. It's all just about how much people love the project, how much they love you, how much they love the art and things like that. And it's very cool, man.
I think one of the good things about this is, one thing that we relate there is being honest, being truthful to what you're doing, and having them join this path with me, right? It's not that I'm seeing something. I see as an opportunity to have those people there, and we have this community. We had it before, but when I actually launched, one of the things I didn't want it to have was like Discord and all of those things, because the whole goal was we need to start building our own tools in our own page, so we can be like token gated, and we take care more of that security side of it. But hopefully they are educated for it. But and like, unfortunately, I don't have the time to actually do most of those things, and it's so hard to do everything you want, and then still managing a community, being present out there. And I thought it was possible to do without that part of it, but maybe I was a little bit naive on that, knowing that I've worked in so many projects before, and I know what the focus I did for them, and I thought for mine I didn't need it, right? But it's just a mentality of people, of like projects, because they don't look at stuff. Most of people, they don't read nothing, they don't think something. You can do whatever you want, you can try all the information there, but it seems like the more information you add, the worse it is. And and then the whole project is based on your OpenSea, on your mints, and what's your floor price, and it crumbles. It's like paper. It's like air. It's so fragile that strategy that's on the people mentality. It's wrong. It reminds me a little bit of that gambling mentality on like poker, right? You have that thing where they always chase that rush for the next big thing, for that big like flip, and most of the time they even try there, but then they don't sell because they will always want. There's a and I've been doing this for a while, even when I was trading and flipping NFTs. There's always like the hype is very important when you look at something, because if you're trying to make money of it, you're being more analytic than actually looking at the project. You can see whatever you want, you analyze the art, and then it's important for you to have an exit point and a greedy exit point, where and most of people don't even, they suppress the greedy point, and it's always the same people like making money, and it was like it's a little bit annoying, especially for awesome projects out there. I'm not talking even like mine, and they try to grow like slowly and organically, and they already delivered so much, and still you don't see people like getting into it. But it will change. I believe we're all going to be here in like a few years, and they will be gone, and those people making the bad decisions now, they will regret not taking 5 extra minutes to actually read something and see how important is their support to that community, not only seeing it's like the money. For me, it's very important. It's not huge, but I have all that people there that if I need help or I need opinion and I need something, I have 100 brains over there where I can just call them and thinking, guys, I'm thinking about doing this. What's your guys' opinion? And I have all these resources over there that is so valuable. Why wouldn't other people see how valuable people are, even when and I have people there, and again, honestly, if I ask about something, they will be honest with me. It's not like saying like it's not FUD, it's not nothing. They're saying because they want the best for our thing, and it's their opinion, and we deal with that super well, I believe, like so far, and that's why we see like what people are like getting there. And this is it's a long process, especially on the actual fashion brand, something seasonal, something high-end, that's going to take a while. But we're actually announcing something in a couple of weeks, and I always try as best I can to give most value to it. It will be there, and we're building a very nice team, and we have a new person coming in on the marketing side. I'm looking at it if I can say it or not. I tried to call it. I'm going to say send it low. Yeah, so I'm going to put this on Neil, and I had Neil coming up because we had a lot of people, very very important people that are actually trying. They're not trying. They will help on the in real life part of it. It's not actually so much related to the NFT, because we don't want that connection to be very deep. We will use the NFT technology in all the fashion with the NFC chips, the wearables, all of those things. They are going to be there, but not as the DefiElitism project by itself. And having Neil coming in, it helped a lot, because it's taking care of this whole community, managing the spaces, having all those things. They are awesome, and we are like 6 people, and now I'm happy to say I'm going to put this on Neil because he's telling me I can say it, and then she can yell at him later. So we actually have Whiskey coming in as the director for marketing and branding. She will be yeah, I love her too, and like she's still on Misfits, everything she's there, but she will also be working with us on the marketing brand part of it, helping with that part in so
Chris, you've got some great people there. We love to give Neil a hard time. We love to get, I mean, it's like my favorite thing in the whole world to give Neil a hard time, but that hurts a little bit. I don't know if I can say it out loud. Seriously though, he is a great guy, and he is
He
a
is.
perfect fit. I believe, in my opinion, a perfect
Yeah.
fit for what you got going on there. And
Yep.
he cares so much about your
Yeah.
project. I mean, you can just see it, and just his tone and the way he lights up when he talks about it, and how much he cares about it. And bringing Whiskey on, one of our favorite people. I mean,
Right.
she was
Yep.
our introduction to the Misfits, and
Yeah.
they've become like family to us. We just, I mean, we have like cat exposure here and Misfits
Yeah.
energy drinks, and they're just like family. So, and I like the fact, Chris, too, that you said that you have all these other brains that you can use, because I feel like a lot of times in this space you get the founders, and that it's a kind of a holier than thou mentality, where
Yeah.
it's like, well, I'm the founder, I know what to do. But not only do you have that resource, you don't have a bunch of yes men. You have people that will give you honest feedback, and
Yep.
they will, and I'm sure that the buck stops with you, so you get to decide what you use, what you don't, whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that you use that resource, I think that is one of the resources that people overlook all the time. They don't lean on the people that will be honest with them. I mean, these guys are my brothers, but
be honest?
they'll be honest with me. If I
Yeah.
step out of
Yeah.
line, we joke around all the time, but there are certain times where things get a little bit serious, and it's like, hey, man, this you need to change this or whatever. So I think that's awesome. And I wanted to touch on one thing you said, because I could not agree more with you. When you said the more information you put out there, like the less people educate themselves. And I've had this conversation with my daughter. Anybody roughly my age will totally get where I'm coming from. But I told her, I said, you guys are walking around with all this information in your hand,
Yeah.
but the generation is dumber for it because they don't use it. Like,
They don't use it.
I have a question now. I go right in and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But my daughter will just sit there and not know the answer to it. She won't use what's right in front of her face. So,
Wow.
well, but
No,
it's
no.
not just my daughter.
No, yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it's just
I get you.
there is a whole. It's almost like they take the information for granted, and I feel like, and it sounds like maybe even in your project, but in the whole crypto space, the NFT space, people are not researching and looking into, and the information is right here.
Right.
I mean, I get DMs and questions and text messages and phone calls all the time of, I'll just say simple question or simple answers, because it's all right on the website. And it's like, why aren't we just opening this and taking the 5 minutes to read the white paper or whatever it may be? And I know some white papers are longer than others, and different things like that. But it's I guess refreshing in a way to hear it from somebody else that sees that too. But all in all, man, everything you just said right there makes me even more excited for everything you got going on than I already was. And we're big fans. And,
Me too. I appreciate it.
we spent some time together chatting, playing Fortnite. We spent time together playing poker. I always hate it when Chris is on my table. I'm like, Chris is on my table again. But we are super fans, I guess. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. But let me ask you another question. So you have the source code of freedom. How does that tie into the other project? Is it separate? Is it together?
No, it ties ties really well, because like the DefiElitism is it will be always the main, right? And it come attached with all these wearables that you're going to claim. Next week we're going to claim the actual CryptoLex watch and all of those things. And
Sweet, can't wait.
actually, and one of the things that we're doing, and some access, then I don't know if you guys ever been there, but I'm always on my Discord, and actually like source code to freedom, I actually did it all on my Discord live with the guys. I did the project, the coding, the contract. I asked them opinion. Bearded was the one who picked the green. We were like brainstorming. I was like, and they had the chance of seeing like that done there. They were making me company. They saying, oh, they think it's a value for them, but for me, it's my value, right? Most of the time I'm here. Something we work is like alone, and just having them like talking like shit or whatever, and like being like funny. It's just help us like just being focused and doing all those things. So it was more than a help to me, but they think it's more like to them, and I'm glad that it's like to them. So I wanted to have something like for them, and source code was something I have created a while ago, and I wanted to have something for them for like Christmas to have, and something that we can show was also as we can show as if we come together, we can make it work. And we saw on like source code, we made a plan, we launched it, we sold out, and we managed to do all those things with it. But because of the stuff that we're making on like Discord, like we're having the workshop tomorrow.
Yeah, I was
The
going to
model
ask
one
you
to
about that. So yeah, go into that a little bit.
So tomorrow we're gonna have the first model from the workshops. We're gonna be having a bunch of workshops through the year, and the first one is how to create an NFT collection, where I'm gonna try to teach everybody from developing the art, setting up the art, generating the metadata, uploading EPFS, creating the contract, launching the collection, minting them, all of that. And that's for the holders. So we're going to be on Discord, and that's going to be like the first one. And I'm just going to share all the tools that I have, and some of those things like the contract I use, all of those things, and I want to share with everybody. So they also become a little bit better. And I think it's the easiest way to learn is like this. And if I can share that with them, because I learn as much with them as they learn with me, and it's just bringing that value. And source code came into that at a lower entry point, we can have people coming in that have access to those things, to the like trading resources that we have over there. We actually bought a consortium key a while ago between some of us, where it's a ton of like just amazing resources from a lot of very, very smart people. And we are able to pick some of those things, study for ourselves, and then we have like guys like Drill and Angel, and those guys like bringing back and sharing with the source code what they've learned, and some of those utilities. So now we have something that was much cheaper, that doesn't have so much stuff attached to it, so you don't have to lose a lot of time on it, and people have access to the Discord, to all of that. And it's a good way for us then for them to see what we're doing more than that, and hopefully we can have more people seeing what you're doing, and then taking that leap to the DefiElitism and joining the full circle of it.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
That's very cool, and it's like a almost kind of a way to give back, and
Yeah.
that's priceless information. And I hope that we are done setting up the new studio by tomorrow so that we can attend that, because I would love to hear all that. But I don't know if we're going to be done by tomorrow or not, so we'll have to see. But
we're gonna record.
Okay, perfect.
We're gonna record the whole thing, and then you guys can like go there,
Perfect.
and yeah, you guys can actually see it.
That would be awesome. So I have one last question. How does someone purchase or mint your NFTs? Are there any still available? And if there are, how
Yeah.
can they do that?
So the source code to freedom, it's already sold out. You can buy some on the floor.
Okay.
There were a couple of people like selling them really, really cheap. Some of those people that it became trending, and then in like hours we actually sold out. And some of them bought a bunch of them, and they actually dumped there. So you can get them on OpenSea. But DefiElitism is still minting. It's a 1,000 piece collection. We are at 162 so far, so we still have a long way to go. But they can go to my Twitter or DefiElitism Twitter. That's my official links, the website, and you will find all the information. I think it's pretty self-explanatory over there.
I would agree with you. I just wanted to make sure that you could throw that out there. We'll put a link on the video so people can get there. I actually hold both, and looking to maybe even add more to that, because I love the story. I love the interview. I love the background of it and the people behind it. And I think you got something pretty awesome there, Cris, just to be blunt
I
about
appreciate
it.
it.
Yeah.
it's a lot of artwork, but it compensates. It's something that I love, and people there, and they give me strength as well, because it's so hard, like sometimes, to keep it going because of all this. It's a very harsh market. It's a very fast market, right? When it's normally you had a bunch of time to develop something, and now we are on something that is like daily. You need to deliver daily, and a lot, so you can like, so you don't die, right? So you don't lose that curve. You cannot take, if you take 2 days off, try to take 2 days off, you come back, looks like people don't even know you are anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like is that's what it sounds. But
Yeah.
but we're trying to, we don't want to be that aggressive on that way. We're trying to moderate everything we do, like we do with Neil as well. So it's healthy for us, healthy for other people, and also give time for like people come to us. I'm on a bunch of like NFT projects that I love, that are part of my community as well. Like, it's not my communities over there. Like we have the Misfits, the Sevens, and a bunch of them are there. I wish I had more time to go there and goof around with them, with Chaotic Exposure and those guys, but I don't. But the cool thing about it is that most of people, and like you, because I know you are on the Misfits and all of those, like we are on this. It looks like we are all like connected, because it doesn't matter if you're there or not.
Absolutely.
But we still all like together. It doesn't matter if you want to learn something about me. I'm sure the Misfit older will be able to like tell you, or and then we're gonna split our time between those things. When something excited come, people come here, we go and play games with the Misfits.
Right.
You come have a workshop with me, you go listen to a podcast with the crypto bros, with Neil and Whiskey, with Chaotic Exposure. Like, we can split our time, and this is the cool thing about having those things. Like, we don't need to be like adds up on like something. Support your community, support some people that are doing something, and that's it, right?
Yeah, so you touched on that, and we've talked to Neil, and we've talked to Whiskey. They've both been on this podcast, and people always talk about competition. And what you just said is exactly how we feel. We're not in competition with those guys.
No.
Those are brothers and sisters. We want to help them out to where we can. We want to support one another. We found out about you through the Misfits. The very first time I'd ever heard about Chris Vaughn was playing poker and winning one of your NFTs. And I was like, what is this? So then I went in and I started looking at it and started following you and getting into it. And then, like I said, we've been able to talk, through Discord and things like that. And so it's an awesome deal. Anybody watching this that has no idea who Chris Vaughn is, look it up. Click on the link. Check out his Twitter. There's some YouTube things out there. There's all sorts of information. Look into it. I promise you that you will enjoy it. It will be worth your time. So
I hope so.
Does anybody else have a question for Chris before we move on to Holly's segment?
So I just have not a question, but I have to tell you, Chris, so your artwork just reminds me of a skateboard. I know that sounds really weird, but I can see your artwork on a skateboard, and then you have the name Chris Vaughn. So could you imagine, like, having like collaborating with like DC, and so it's like DC and with Chris Vaughn. Like, it's, to me, you have the perfect name for this, and like it's just, your artwork should be on like a skateboard. I just feel like it would be a really badass skateboard.
I actually had a few contacts for some collabs for like skateboards and for like snowboards as well. And it's just, but it's gonna happen at like some point. Something like that, hopefully. I don't know. I really appreciate that if these brands actually notice, and it was actually one of the actual strategies that we're trying to apply, maybe doing losing one of those things out, like partnership with like a brand, so we get more exposure for the name, and then we have more value for the brand later on, because our name is associated with that. But but definitely I see it on a skateboard. I love like skateboards. I love
ever since like I saw your artwork and just started learning more about you, I was like, man, that is his ticket right there, is collaborate with the, you know, a skateboard or even snowboarding, because it just that's the first thing I think of when I see your artwork.
We maybe have on the back a bigger collaboration, not with skateboard, but with that fitness outfit. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh yeah, see, that would be cool too.
Yeah, where you have the actual DeFi on those lycra pants, the sports pants. But it's something that we're looking into it, and but in the end, if it's beneficial, it's going to be beneficial for what we're trying to do as an high-end brand, and having that high-end part of it, and then a more accessible part of it. That's definitely something that we're open. I think somebody wanted someone like this Crocs. I think it's a bird or something like this.
Or Blair.
Blair.
Yeah. You wanted some of them there.
Hey, if you made some Crocs, man, I'd be all over it. I'd buy them. I would. I'm Team Crocs.
Sorry, Chris. I'll pass. I'll buy them for a friend. I'll buy a pair, but for
you can just buy them and frame them and put them on your wall, Holly.
You know what? But didn't I see a puffer jacket? Was that you?
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. That white puffer jacket was. Oh my gosh. I would wear that.
There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's another part that I hopefully will educate people in the way that the use of NFTs and the right to use certain image, and people can see that I don't want to use them as my main brand. I want to build my main brand as it is, but having to be able to use some cool art like as the NFTs in something that will relate it, and you can actually build a product for your brand where you can use like already connected to this community, and there's so much benefits, and hopefully the way that I'm using it, it will inspire and help other people see the way that I'm taking with it. Maybe they can take as well for their brand. Even if you with you guys, right? You have your the crypto boss cap, but maybe on a side of it, and maybe on your tag, you can put down a misfit. Just giving this extra spice to it. It doesn't need to be the main. This is what people are missing on. You don't need to make it the focal point. But then you have this amazing art that you can use. You don't need to pay for it, and you put it on your tag, and it just gives this extra flavor to it. And this, it's so many possibilities.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But people focus, I want to have this NFT and I'll make my brand around this NFT. No, that's like a mistake. You can put them on front like I'm doing and using it. It's fine, but always keep your identity first. The NFT will not make your identity. It's just the use of art, right?
I like the way you say that. Yeah. Well, Cris, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we move on? Because I don't want you to come on and then we skipped over something that you wanted to give time to.
I'm sure. I hope I'm not forgetting something that I could say. Open Neil. I'm trying to look if Neil's like, but he's not. But
Neil's lurking somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. He totally is. He said, Holly, if he doesn't show up on time, you let me know and I will call him. I'm like, it's all right, Neil.
Wow.
I always show up on time. I only had a miss thingy was that I fell asleep on Benji's space in the other day, but that's because I was too actually tired and it was so late. We tried to keep up with your guys' timeline, and this was actually perfect. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon for me. It was perfect timing.
Good deal
to actually do it.
Yeah,
so I don't think I have something.
Okay.
More.
Yeah, like Whiskey talks about that a lot too. Like one of the hardest things about what we do is time zones and time, not everybody being on the same time. So
didn't Whiskey have a question?
Did she? Did I write it down?
I don't know.
Sorry, Whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Was that Whiskey's question? Yeah, so we'll just throw her under the bus. So Whiskey does have a question for you, and she wanted to know if, well, it says, do you eat pud?
Pud?
Okay, so Neil says pud.
Pud.
Like puddin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of this weird deal where Neil spells it out, and I always call it pud, and he says, no, it's pud. But I say, why can't you just say pudding? And
It's like a bread pudding.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Neil. I mean, you get it, right? I mean, it's Neil.
Yeah, like he's the only one that could make a. Do you guys know about the secret stash of cookies?
His
Yes,
biscuits.
his
He has a
biscuits.
secret stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like they invite me to his like podcast, and he tells me this like this was how it started, right? He wanted to get a good vibe, and he told me this saddest story ever. How their parents used to bring like after eights and some cookies from like England, and they don't have it, and they didn't let him eat, right? When he was a kid during Christmas. So now he has this secret drawer where he buys like a full year stack of cookies, and it's like
Yeah.
Rashes them out. Yeah.
Yeah, he rations them out. It's
Oh my
funny.
god.
yeah.
Well, Chris, we're going to move on to the Holativity segment, and it's actually kind of fitting. So, Holly, we're going to let you take it from here.
All right. So Holativity today is brought to you by the man himself,
Yeah.
Chris Vaughn. So I didn't reach out to you because I knew you were going to be on here. I'm like, if he's going to be on there, he doesn't need to, I don't need to ask him to use his tweet. But I really enjoyed a tweet that you sent out yesterday. And it says, "Good morning, beautiful Twitterians." And that one is really hard for me to say.
I'm not even going to try.
Right. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Do you love what you do? If not, what are you doing to change it? And then it says, keep pushing.
Yeah.
So, Chris, that I saw that, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fitting. It's so perfect. And it's absolutely true. And I just thank you so much for, tweeting that out, because I feel like a lot of people need to hear that, on a daily basis.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Thank
you.
you so much.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like how you live your life. From what I
Yeah.
know of you, it's like that's not just something that's thrown out on Twitter. That's like truly like built into your belief
You are.
system,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to
And
reach out, Holly, and say, hey, did you see Chris's tweet? And I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm going to leave it alone. That's Holly's thing. And so when I saw it, I was like, yeah, good job.
Yes. So thank you so much for, again, putting that out there. And I am so glad that you're on our podcast today. It's been so amazing.
Me too.
With you.
Me too. It's like a privilege, and I appreciate so much you guys taking your time and having me here.
Well,
And
go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
no, and give me this time to get you know you
Oh.
guys better. I already know because I see those shows every week, so it feels like I know you guys a little bit better than you guys probably know me. But it was awesome. I really appreciate it. It's like an honor for me to be here.
Well, we'll see if you still say that, Chris, after we get done with Caleb's Choice and the Truth or
okay.
Dare
Truth or
segment.
Dare,
So,
yeah.
all right. I think it's about that time, Greg.
Yeah, here we go.
It's time for Caleb's Choice.
His choice.
His rules.
All right.
All right, guys. First question for today is on Sunday. Is NASCAR starts back up, Daytona 500. So, what job would you want to do as a NASCAR team? What would your job be?
Oh, drive.
I was going to say, I'm the driver.
I want to
Yeah.
be a pit crew. I want to change the tires.
You just rip them off.
Yeah, you don't even need the drill. You just be like,
Just one little boom.
throw the new one on and
Right.
glue it to stick. What about you?
Driver.
Drive. Wow.
Well, yeah.
I'll beat you.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll beat both of you. We need to make this happen because,
How are we gonna
Okay.
make that happen?
In
I don't
Vegas,
think
right?
our budget
they have
allows
one
us.
in.
I don't
They
think
have in Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they don't let you race.
Then we'll race fast go-karts.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm
There we
saying.
go. All right.
We're gonna have the
And he
Crypto
can film
Bros
it.
and the Holly Girl
Yeah, I'm too big.
At the
Grand
pit
Prix.
station.
Yes. we
Yeah,
need
because
to.
you probably can't fit in them, can you?
I'll
If I
pull
could, I'd
over.
be too heavy anyways. I wouldn't win.
I'll pull over my go-kart, be like, change my tire.
Yeah, come on, get him.
All right, pit crew.
I need some fuel.
He would just pick up that go-kart, set it aside, and get you a new one.
Pit boy.
Right.
Chris, what about you? What job would you like to have in a NASCAR crew?
Like I think I would go with a pit. Like think about it. What's the most exciting time when you're watching those races? Like is when they pass through it, and when the car comes in, and you see like those guys in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They even time it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at F1. It makes like it's so important that, and it's so much fun. You're always excited. Okay, they're gonna change the tire. Let's see
Yeah.
if somebody's gonna like is it gonna blow or like. I would agree. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that F1
someone on your
is nuts too, because I think it's one big like nut they take off.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Where in NASCAR they have to, but that's like the whole tire comes off, slap it
Yeah.
on, and they're gone.
And they're gone, right?
Yeah.
Look at that coordination. Like it's so dangerous.
Yeah,
In
it
a
is.
sport where every second counts, you know,
Every second.
they're all
Yeah.
about it.
And fuel, like with that high pressure thingy going
Yeah.
there, like
Yeah.
look at that thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Second question is, what was one of your worst childhood memories?
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I'm scared for Caleb's.
Josh was involved.
I was probably there, and I probably did something really bad.
We were.
No doubt.
We used to live close to the school.
I
and we
knew
used
he was going to say this.
to- and we were playing
No.
behind the shop,
I still feel bad about this to this day, for the record.
and they had this old army jeep. So we were playing the army jeep, and I'm driving, and Josh taps me on the shoulder, and I turn, and he had a bottle of spray paint, and it right in my eyes. So I had to go to the emergency room.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was like a gun. Like I was pretending like it was a gun. And he was driving the army jeep, and he turned around. I was like,
That's what siblings
and
are
as soon
for.
as it happened, I was just like,
Yeah.
what did I do? I don't even know how old we were.
We weren't very old.
Were we in school?
Probably like kindergarten, first grade.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
mean, you know.
I had to go to the emergency room, and they actually put soap in my eyes and like used their finger and like were rubbing the paint off my eyeballs.
That's what siblings
Yeah.
are for, man.
It sucked.
And you know how like
I use my
if
sister's leg
anybody
as a ramp.
anybody that's got like siblings, when you do that thing
Right.
and there's like no taking it back, and then it's like for a split second, is there any way I can not be in trouble for this? And there just wasn't. Like he was pretty much blind. I had to grab him by the hand, walk him home, and be like, "Mom," and we loaded up, went to the hospital. It was bad. I feel so bad about that.
Oh my gosh.
What about you, Greg? What kind of?
This question sucks.
Ah.
I was gonna say, probably sliding down a storm window, like the glass, like a slide.
Did it break?
It broke halfway through.
Did it cut you?
Oh,
yeah.
my
Oh, I bet.
Cut my ass up.
Why did you do that?
Literally your ass, huh?
Yeah, because my
Yeah.
sister was doing it and it didn't break, and so I was like, oh, okay. Halfway through, right through the glass.
Man,
Oh, it was bad. Yeah.
Stitches?
Oh yeah.
Dang.
so my worst childhood memory, and my memory from my childhood is not awesome, except for like bad things. So, yeah, so like I see the neighbor's cat in the yard,
Yeah.
right? Not that big of a deal, but it's an indoor cat.
And she's your teacher.
Yeah, and she was my teacher, my music teacher, and I was in elementary. And I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm going to go get this cat, take it back to their house because, you know, it's not supposed to be outside. So I go outside and I can't find it. And my mom did tell me, she's like, you probably shouldn't mess with the cat. You don't know that cat, you know, blah, 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 whatever. It's a cat.
Mama knows.
I can't find this cat. And I'm like, it was just in the yard. And I look up and it jumps out of the tree at me and like coming at me. I put my hand up, it claws me. It just, actually it was this one because I still have scars.
Yeah.
It annihilates my arm and just going nuts. I could not get it off my arm. I had to bang it up against this swing set that we had. I have blood dripping off every finger. Like it just
It was bad.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so then we had to wait to see if it had rabies and then all that stuff. But no, it sucked.
Come to find out it was a Wolverine.
Yeah, so
Got
cat
infected.
scratch fever is a real thing.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you could not see like the knuckles in my hand. Everything swelled up and got infected. It was bad.
Yikes.
Yeah. What about you, Holly?
So I have two, but one of them, I mean, yeah. So the worst one, I would have to say, my dad had a very old car. It was a Nova,
Ooh, yeah.
and he still actually has it. But we were taking a drive, and it wasn't fixed up or anything yet. And we were all, us kids were in the back, and he was driving. And he told us, sit down, don't try to move, because there was a hole, like in the floorboard.
Oh no.
Like, keep your seatbelt on, don't move. And I don't listen. Okay. I have never been a good listener. And I just happened to step down, and my foot fell through the floorboard, and my foot drug on a gravel road until my dad could stop. When he finally realized why I was screaming,
Dang.
he finally stopped. Yeah. So I had, I had to go to the hospital. Well, I went to a clinic because my grandpa's a doctor, and he had to fix up my foot as best as possible. And yes, I still have scars on all my little toes. But luckily I didn't have to get like skin grafts or anything. It healed pretty good, but my little toes have scars on them still.
Wow.
What year's the Nova?
Oh gosh, it's like
Screw your foot.
I can't remember if it's in its 70s. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask him, Josh. I'll get back to you.
Hey,
But
can
it's
you
red,
send me a
it's
picture
pretty-
of it? It's like my favorite. It's like one of my favorite cars.
Yeah.
I actually owned one for a little bit. Then I had to sell it to remodel a bathroom because I went from being single to having 3 people living in my house. And I needed another bathroom, so I had to sell my Nova to make that happen. So, yeah, if your dad ever wants to get rid of his Nova, have him call me.
Ye will never.
It's like,
Dang.
Those are just, he'll, when he passes, he's going to pass it down to one of us that will probably never sell it either.
You can sell it to me, Holly. You can sell it to me.
I already know. Like, my dad is like he loves old cars. He has a, 57 Chevy step-side old school truck.
Oh.
And then he has this Nova. And then my car is a Stingray Corvette. He has a white.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is awesome. You
it's
would not
lucky.
fit in that.
No, it's very small,
Yeah.
and you feel like you're on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's really kept it in mint condition, you guys. And that, I already claimed it. I said, that one's mine.
Well, you'd fit in
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when Mark McGwire broke the home run record. The Cardinals gave him like a 60s, because whatever many home runs he hit, that's a year Corvette they gave him,
Yeah.
and he couldn't fit in it.
Real.
He's too big for it.
Yeah.
He couldn't get inside it. I thought that was hilarious. So, Chris, what about you, man? Oh, sorry, Holly.
what? Oh, no, I was just going to say the coolest part about the Corvette is it's a T-top,
Oh,
and you don't see those anymore. So
No.
it's so awesome.
Nice.
The curved glass is so hard to do in nowadays.
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh.
It's all
Yeah.
plexiglass. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful design.
Chris,
Yeah.
what about you? What's your memory?
Damn it! I have so many. I was not very lucky. When I was a kid, I'm not even kidding. I broke like 50 bones. Since
Oh,
I was a
man.
kid. You guys talking about saying, I had meningitis. I got run through cars. But let's say one of the worst. Maybe you can say a couple of them. I was in this like kung fu, and I was playing soccer at the time. So after school, I would go to like soccer, and after soccer, I would go to this martial arts thingy, and then I would come home. Maybe one day I was like too like tired, and by coming home, there's like this street where it's coming down, and then it's just like forward. All I remember is just blinking. I was in my bike. I just blinked, and when I opened, I see somebody like on the other side, maybe a lady, and I don't even look forward. I open my eyes, I look to the side, and when I look up, I have a van parked like
Dang.
straight, and I go like face on to that thingy, and oh my god, I was like, and I was really, let's say in the other day, I looked like Bart Simpson.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People on the school, they were like, who is this guy? I was so swollen because like it was like a bicycle, right? So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and it was, those vans are like straight,
Yeah.
so I eat like straight. My face stopped everything, right?
Dang.
It was
Wow.
and I remember like the other day, like people like looking at me like, who the hell is this guy? Like, and all my lips swollen, like
Dang.
my face was swollen, like I looked like horrible, like and it was it was pretty bad, but worse than that, maybe like trying to skateboard and drinking. I was really kid. We shouldn't drink. It was like
Not a
Sounds
good
like a
time.
bad
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
I was like probably like 15, and we had this like fire water in like in Portugal, this like 40-50% alcohol, like very, very strong.
Wow.
And somebody stole from his granddad like this homemade thing, and we were doing like shots. And I look at the half pipe. I don't know, like you guys skate.
Yeah.
You look at the half pipe. We had a half pipe and a mini ramp next to it, right? And I look at it. I said, I bet you I can jump from the half pipe, do like a twist, land on on that mini ramp, and do the thing. And the guys, no, you cannot do that thing. I said, I bet you I can.
I bet.
So and I was actually doing more like inline skating than like skateboarding. So I get on those things, and I drop the half pipe. That's already very high, and I jumped from one. It was perfect, right? I actually jumped through the actual fence. I jumped through the fence. I do the flip. I land so perfectly, but because of the height, I landed so fast that I couldn't control my feet. My feet just jump. I put my hands back. Do you know that thing you put on your wrist to
Yeah.
protect it?
Yeah.
So it protect my hand, but it pushed, and I still have like metal here. It actually pushed my bones out
Really?
on the where that that plate finish. It completely
Oh.
pushed.
Popped it out.
I go up and I do like this in my hand, and I see like all my friends like throwing up and like saying, I like, what the hell happened? And I look at my hand, so I have my hand here, and this part is like here. Like, and I was like, whoop. Oh, it was like, it was horrible. Like, and I couldn't get surgery because I was drinking a little bit, and so they have to put my bones in place in like cold blood. Right, I had all this like 4 or 5 people around me pushing my bones and pushing in because they couldn't let it scar without being in place. My sister said it was like 500 meters from the hospital. She heard me scream. The actual doctor, I saw him like a few years ago. It's like, look what I have here. Still, he still has the bite marks from me biting him on the back.
Oh wow!
Because they were all grabbing me, and I just bite him like because it was like here on this part, and I bite him so hard I almost took his flesh out.
Dang.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That's a hell of a story, man.
Oh, yeah. And that's not even worse. Like, that's not even worse. When I was waiting, like for the doctor to see me, I was like in this bed in the hospital, and this is horrible. I still remember I was like laying down, and there was this like this was in the emergency place, right? And I'm like laying down full of pain, like, and all this shit, and I look to the side, and in this room there's one guy flatlining. And all of these people, and they're putting shots, and I'm there without being able to move, with this thing happens right next to me while I'm doing this. It was horrible. It was completely horrible. And I was like, I stayed like probably like 2 months in the hospital.
Really?
Yeah, because they had to wait to stop swallowing, and then they actually had to break that thing again, put all the things. I maybe was possible to have a very good career playing like piano, but that's over because it messed up with some of my tendons on the thing. Yeah, my hand completely, like, it pushed completely everything out. It was like Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, that does.
Wow. Yes. Sounds
Dang.
All right, last question.
Yeah, is this question
it
a
was
little
kinda
more
bad.
positive?
Well,
Hopefully.
my daughter
Hopefully.
asked me this, so I don't have an answer to it.
Oh, no.
So she said, if you're born deaf, you've never heard any voices or language in your life, what are you thinking in your head? Like, what's that your inner thoughts? What is it, like pictures, or is it, if you've never heard?
Who asked this?
My daughter.
Oh, hell.
Was she drinking?
No.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, because it's like,
champions.
it's like you think in English or Spanish, but it's like if you never heard anything,
How would you know
how would you
what?
know? Or like babies, I guess too. How are they thinking?
Maybe God's speaking to you just constantly.
Maybe. Are you just?
Did you know that you can teach baby from at the age about 6 months? You can teach them sign language.
Yeah.
Actually, earlier than 6 months, you can teach them like milk and different
Yeah,
eat.
more. And,
More.
Mhm.
I did not know that.
But yeah, it's like one of the best things to teach, because then when they cry, they could tell you.
Yeah.
They just haven't developed their vocal cords and everything and their ability to talk yet. That sign language actually helps.
I know a little bit.
What's this?
I had to learn it from my daughter.
More?
It's more.
More.
Yeah. More.
Oh. All right, I know sign language. Greg,
All done.
I don't know what that is. So last night we actually won the conference championship, Holly. So I celebrated a little bit. So I have no answer.
All right.
Oh, you won?
Yeah.
Yay!
So now we're in the state playoffs. If we lose, the season's over.
Yeah.
So we'll see what
So
happens.
when is that?
Starts Tuesday.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to keep me updated, because I'm like invested in
You're
this
not coming
team.
in.
You're not
You're
gonna
gonna
come see
fly
the
in?
games, like.
Jeez.
Hey,
Hey, I tell you what, we make it to the final four.
Make her feel-
We make it to the final four teams in
I'll
state.
go.
You'll have to come. That-
that's a deal, because I can work from wherever I am.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm just trying to figure out. Because I could work from the hotel, during the day and then go
Yeah.
see the games.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is exciting.
We'll see.
There
No
you go.
promises. Who knows how far we'll go?
Yeah. Well, it's Holly's question.
Yeah. Does anybody else have an
Right.
answer to Caleb's
Yeah.
question
That's a-
about inner voices?
That's one of those questions. If your daughter asks you, you're completely F.
Yes.
That's some breaking the fabric of the universe kind of questions, because it's like a paradox. It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
I heard something about this, because how can you know what the sound is? How do you know what English sounds like?
Yeah.
You're just associating signs to this, but you don't know exactly what it sounds. So you don't. There's no kind of representation of the on like your head, right?
Right.
It's not like if you listen and you don't see, you still can listen to a sound and then touch. So in your mind you can have that thing. But if you never listen to any sound whatsoever, so what do you know what's English? Well, there's nothing. That's a
Right.
very hard. Oh my God! I'm glad I was not
No,
you,
it's
because
true.
I didn't know what to answer.
Well, I will tell you that it's now Holly's turn to ask a question, and they usually are right around this same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes my brain hurt. So if you don't have a headache yet, Chris,
I'm
you might.
notorious for you could get you thinking. Okay, so what does a person that has no hair, no eyebrows, no hair, bald, no arm hair, nothing, put as their hair color on their driver's license?
Is bald not an option?
No.
It's not.
No,
Green.
it's not.
I'd put green.
Green hair?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's what I'd want.
Because there are people who literally don't grow any hair. It's a thing. So
Yeah.
what do they put on their driver's license as their hair color?
NA.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
I don't
know.
think that's an option either, though.
You have to put something.
Yeah, you have to. I'm
probably put anything.
almost positive that you have to put something on there, and green isn't an option. Like they have, specific colors that you have to select. So
Huh.
what do you do? The color of your
Blonde.
eyes, like brown.
Like, I don't know.
Black.
That's
Just
good.
give them Fireball and let them fill it in. Here, you pick. It's red.
Red. I don't know. That's a good one.
I have no idea, Holly.
You can pick whatever you want. This is the beauty of not having hair, because it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna say that you're lying, right?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
True that.
I don't know. You get
Prove
that
it.
differential-
Prove it.
Yeah, prove it. You have no way.
Is there a right answer to this, Holly?
No.
Okay.
There's not really an
Mind blown.
answer. I mean, it's like, oh,
Time to drink.
see?
Right.
But the coolest thing is that person. I know there's kind of a dystorphia that you can actually born without anything, but you always will have something. So it's not normal that you don't have like even if you become bald or lose something, it's probably something genetic that will happen over time and not straight from when you were born.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's funny that you asked this question, Holly, because I spent a lot of time on YouTube, and a clip from the movie Powder showed up just yesterday or the day before, and I was like,
Wasn't he completely bald?
yeah,
Like,
and pale. He had like no
Yeah.
pigment, and yeah. It's a sad movie.
I like that
People
movie.
didn't
though.
treat him very nice.
No, they didn't at all.
He just wanted to be accepted.
No, like Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. So thanks for
Okay.
all those awesome questions. I may really have to drink this afternoon, as we don't have any basketball practice today. For the record, I've been watching this. It's not that Josh is drinking and then going and coaching teenage girls. So, but I guess it's time for Truth or Dare.
It sure is.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Powered by.
Chaotic exposure. You completely screwed that up,
I had to
Greg.
put that
But that's cool. That's cool.
Of
We're
course.
good.
graphic up.
Wow.
You were way too early.
You got to be ready.
Yeah.
Like you
Who's
can't
first?
play on my
Ollie.
team, Greg. You can't be on my team.
His
You
first-
got to
Greg.
anticipate.
I don't want to be on your team. Screw you.
That's how you win conference championships, by anticipating, Greg.
Congratulations.
Right. I
happy.
do have to tell you, I have had several people talk about mine and your banter and how much they enjoyed. They're like, Josh will just be talking and then you'll look at you and Greg and you guys are going back and forth just making faces at each other. I'm like, yeah.
Have either one of you flipped each other off yet?
Do it, Greg.
Not on the podcast.
Oh,
We
man.
broke the ice last week, though, didn't we?
Was that just last week?
I think that was last
Okay.
week.
There's a lot of fun stuff that happens behind the scenes here.
Getting too comfortable.
So who goes first today? Is it the guest always?
Yes.
Always.
You want to give him an
Always.
option of truth or dare?
Not really.
Yeah.
This time, yes.
That's a truth or dare, sponsored by Chaotic Exposure. I don't know if I
Good
want to do
luck.
that.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Well, really, Chris, what could go wrong?
It's,
Yeah.
it's harmless.
Especially with Dragon.
Yeah.
I actually had something that I bought to Dragon, but I don't think I can show here. This has become I don't know if you guys heard about it.
Maybe.
But I don't think we don't want to have the video. It's right here. So
Oh.
Dragon knows it's right here. I promise him that I would talk about her on in here. So she's
Okay.
here, and we're not gonna show her. but Dragon-
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that we can show that.
We'll just go. with that,
So,
yeah.
Chris, you want truth or dare?
Or random.
Or random. You can pick random, too.
Let's go random.
It is a truth. What would be important for a partner to know about you? Be truthful.
This is truth.
It's in the name.
Yeah. It's just part of it.
That I'm completely nuts.
There you go.
Hey, welcome to the party, man.
Crazy.
Fit in perfect.
You'll have to be ready.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Full disclosure.
All right, Holly, you're up.
I'm gonna go with dare.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I've been getting truths like over and over and over again. So
Yes. All right.
Ollie is great.
no, I already know
No,
it's something.
it's not too bad. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yell a swear word really loud.
Oh shit! Oh, really loud?
Really.
Like really loud.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh.
Well, no, I'm like embarrassed.
Yeah. Let's never say the volume doesn't make any difference.
Right. So why
Do
don't
we get to
can I
pick the
just-
word?
Shit. There you go.
There you go.
That is my favorite word. Yeah, that's the only one that I don't feel like about saying. So
I like that. All right.
I
knew you'd like
can
that.
guarantee you guys we're all gonna get comments saying you should have specifically had her say the F word. People are waiting for me
Frog?
to say that word, and no, not frog. And I just won't say it. There's like the majority of people on Twitter have never heard or seen me say the F word.
I think
ever.
there's a chance in 7 weeks.
Tequila?
I think there's a chance in 7 weeks too. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna be
The
having
tequila
so much fun. So
F-bomb.
All right,
Yeah.
Caleb, you're up.
All right. Random.
Nope.
Oh,
Dare.
random. Letting fate decide.
It's a dare.
That laugh was
I like
weird.
this one.
I don't.
Write a love poem to the first person in the offline list.
what?
Who's an offline list?
Maybe on Discord.
Yeah, on Discord. Oh, my brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law?
Yeah,
All right.
Alpha Pig.
You gotta write him a poem?
A love letter.
Love letter. Love poem.
Letter poem.
This is Greg?
That's
Or
a
you
This
good
is
two?
one.
brother-in-law.
He's got to do it for my brother-in-law.
All right, I'll do it
Oh,
later.
that's gonna be cute.
Yeah, and then we'll post it. We'll post it
Yeah,
on
you
our
have
YouTube.
to.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It probably won't be up until Sunday.
Yeah.
It will be
it
better.
Oh,
probably
he
won't be
really
up
needs to
till
think
Sunday.
about it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
gonna be good.
You're
I
gonna
get
get
it.
all the chicks.
I get it.
What are you doing, Greg? Are you doing Josh first?
Yeah, Josh.
Dare. Just because Holly did dare, I'll do dare.
Oh yay.
Oh hell.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Shit.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Josh, sit on one person's lap for 2 minutes.
Yay!
No, don't pick me.
It
It
has to be Caleb.
has to be. I have to control stuff. That makes
Right now?
Yes, right now. Get over there.
You won't be able to hear anything.
Yeah, I won't be
You
able
can
to.
share mics.
I won't be
or
able to
share
do it.
head. Put one in his ear.
Sheesh.
You got to put it in his ear.
No.
Wait, what?
I don't know, just to be nice.
What the hell's
I'm
going
just
on?
called-
I'm glad that you're my brother.
It's called a gentleman.
But I don't know how to actually
Sit down.
on
This,
your lap.
All right, you got 2
Look at
minutes,
that. 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
and we're gonna
the
start.
hell?
We're gonna start in 30 seconds. So
your
hold
piece.
on.
Sure.
No, I'm just joking. All right.
Oh my gosh.
I can't. What happened in here? All right, now I can hear again.
I think Neil is going to be jealous.
He's gonna be so
Yeah,
jealous.
he is.
So jealous right
do
now.
like
The
the,
whole world
do like
can-
the puppet
is
ventriloquist
jealous.
thing. Can you do that? I mean, I just feel like that should be something that happens right now.
Do yours. His
All
lap's
right,
not
I'll
very
do
comfortable.
random. Huh?
His lap's not very comfortable.
Oh, it's a truth.
Oh.
What does wife/husband/significant other material mean to you?
Material.
Like, yeah, like
Oh,
what,
like if you weren't married, like what you're looking for.
what
in
would
a
I be
spouse.
looking for?
Oh.
Here comes the suck up section.
Yep.
It's gonna be a total
Well, yeah.
suck up.
Gwen
I mean,
Stefani.
I'm married to the best woman ever.
There was.
And I appreciate
bit too
everything she
And
does.
there it is.
I would say,
Your lap has gotta be.
somebody genuine. Like I'd have to know they're
Oh,
truly
so
genuine. What's
Josh
that?
genuine?
Oh, so genuine?
They can genuinely make good chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let's not talk about that anymore. But
Shauna.
what else is
No, it's 2
genuine?
What's that?
2 minutes. All right.
Honest.
Caleb's lap's not very comfortable.
Been 2 minutes already.
No. Get back
Yeah,
over
He
here.
said- Caleb said 2 minutes.
Caleb makes the rules.
It was 2 minutes.
See, I told you. Caleb will kill you.
Every single podcast we've
You want me
had
to sign
for
you
the
off
last
2
like
minutes? I wouldn't
you-
wish that on my.
Caleb tries to fight you.
He
Yeah.
does. He's
I like to
aggressive.
fight.
Yeah.
One of these
Every
days.
single one he grabs, and like my daughter always goes, "Oh."
Yeah, big teddy bear.
Do
My
you think you
ass.
could grab him right here and lift him up out of his
Yes,
chair?
he could. I feel like he's done it before.
I feel like he could too, and I think it would be great television.
Television.
All right, guys. Well, has
You
everybody
should hit
done
me with a
it?
pipe wrench. You know?
I think everybody's gone.
Yep. everything's on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching another podcast as my earphone keeps trying to pull out of my ear. I guess it's all getting tore down here in a second anyways. But Cris, man, thank you very much for coming on. It's been a blast. I hope that we can have you back on in the future.
Anytime.
And, man, we wish you the best of luck.
Anytime.
Okay.
We tell this to people that we care about. If there's ever anything you need, just reach out. I don't know what that is. I don't know what we can do, but we're rooting for you, and we wish you the best, man. Thank you again.
Appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys having me. And the same, everything you guys need, if you get something, just, you know where to find me.
Yeah, absolutely. I might actually DM you about some artwork for the studio. If you,
we can have
in your free time.
You said anytime.
I said anytime.
Yeah. But thanks again, man. Yeah, we do appreciate it for sure. And guys,
I appreciate you guys.
thank you very much. And guys, have a great weekend.
Yeah.
God bless.
God bless.
You too.